Good evening, Facebook Live. Apostle Terrence Lyons of Ecclesia Ministries here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Coming to you again on tonight, bringing you tonight's Bible study. Pray that your week has been blessed, and pray that everything is going exactly as you have been desiring to be blessed in. Thankful once again to be able to bring you another Bible study. Tonight's going to be pretty epic. Want to make sure that as we get through tonight that there's going to be things that you have clarified about what you desire. So just want to say good evening to everyone. Good evening to Prophet Tanisha. Good evening to others that are on that I haven't been able to see yet. Let me get a couple of things locked in, and once I get them locked in, we're going to dig in, because it's going to be nice. Good evening, Overseer Melissa. Get a little water here to kick off, and we're going to be ready to go. Sis won't be in tonight. She's still working on Mom's programs for the funeral this Saturday. And just as a reminder, I want to let everybody know we will be starting Saturday morning service at 8:30. Saturday Sabbath service will be starting at 8:30, and I will announce that again at the end of service. But just in case I get stirred up, I wanted to go ahead and get that out, because I'll probably get a little stirred up. So good evening, Mr. Clarence and Miss Linda. Again, we've stirring up some good things tonight. So hopefully you saw the question. Do you desire what the Lord desires for you? Do you desire what the Lord desires for you? And the reason that I wanted that question to be posed that way is because as we're going into this fifth point, we've already covered our other 4 points: your mental clarity, your clarity about your physical surroundings, your clarity about your hearing, your clarity about your feeling, and now we're looking at your clarity about what you desire. All of those 5 things help set vision for you. They help you to know how to move forward. They help you to establish peace of mind about actions that you have to carry out, and it's vital to understand those 5 things: your mental clarity, your clarity about your physical surroundings, your clarity about your hearing, your clarity about what you truly feel, and now we're looking at your clarity about what you desire. The reason that I probably picked those up quite a few years ago is because, truth be told, I got tired of going around in circles. I got tired of actually not being able to get consistent results. I got tired of all of those things because I wanted to be able to get a consistent outcome. And I know everything ain't going to always go perfect. So it's not about everything being perfect. It's about getting a setup to where you're getting successful results every single time that you do something. Good evening, Pastor April. What I want you to understand as we dig deeper into this about tonight, about do you desire what the Lord desires for you? And I'm not talking about, so I'm crystal clear, I'm not talking about a blanket deal here. I'm talking about you personally. So this is why this is going to be so important on tonight, because as I uncover the things that I'm going to uncover, I show you the things that I'm going to show you, and then kind of set it up for what we'll be covering Saturday. And like I said, since Saturday will be cut kind of short just a little bit, I want to make sure that I dig into some deep stuff tonight. We'll cover some deep things in what we'll have Saturday morning, and I won't leave you hanging. We'll probably dig some more in on next Thursday about desire, because I want to make sure that you guys really get this, because this is life changing once you learn how to apply it consistently for yourself. These are things that I live by to this day. This is not just something that I'm putting together to give you something to teach, to get you excited and all of that. This is what I live by every single day. Okay? So I want to start out in the book of 3 John, verse 2. 3 John and 2. It's a verse you probably know. I'm sure you heard it here at Ecclesia. I know you heard it multiple times because I've said it multiple times. Even before you got to Ecclesia, you probably heard that one a bunch anyway. Because what it says is, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." Okay. Good evening there, Mr. Leo. "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." First thing I want you to understand is that if you haven't clarified what you truly feel in any specific area, you're not desiring what the Lord desires for you yet. If you haven't clarified what you truly feel, that's why we covered that last week, because it was setting you up for some things that I want you to be able to understand. If you haven't clarified what you truly feel, if you're like, I don't even want to think about that, I don't want to look at that, I don't want to, you don't. If you haven't done that, you have yet to desire what the Lord truly desires for you. And the reason that I need for you to understand this is because that verse in 3 John and 2 says, "As thy soul prospers." Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your mind, your will, and your emotions. So if your mind, your will, and your emotions have not been settled in on what the Most High God has for you, what the Lord has for you, what the Lord desires for you, if you have not gotten those 3 elements of your being in alignment with what He desires for you, you haven't yet stepped into what He desires for you. Okay? And clarifying what you truly feel in any area, that sets in motion all of those things. Here's why I want you to understand that. Because desire, watch this, what you feel and what you desire are directly related. What you feel and what you desire are directly related. Now, they're not the same thing, but they're directly related. Here's why I want you to understand 3 John and 2, because the fact that 3 John and 2 is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your mind is basically the information that you have about a specific subject or a specific thing, and then your emotions is what you feel about that, and then your will is how you pursue that. Your mind has the information about the specific thing. Your emotions have the feeling about that specific thing. Your will is basically your desire and drive to attain that specific thing. So I hope that makes sense there. Now, if I haven't, watch this, if I haven't gotten that to prosper, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. If I have not gotten those three things to prosper, if I haven't gotten those three things to come into alignment with what God desires for me, if I haven't done that, my prospering and my health will both be affected by that not being in alignment. All right, let's get going. So what I want you to understand here, I want you to go to Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 1. Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 1 is where it says this. Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 1 says this. It says, through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. Through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. So what that's trying to show you is, it's laying out and saying, when your desire lights up, when your will lights up, watch this, you will separate yourself, and then once you separate yourself, you're going to seek and you're going to intermeddle with all wisdom. You're going to put together a plan to pursue what you desire based upon the wisdom that you have about that thing that you're desiring. So what Proverbs 18:1 is saying when you have that desire, when that desire lights up, now you're going to separate yourself, because watch this, is not you, nobody else is going to see it or feel about it like you do. So no matter what it is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's environment, whether it doesn't matter what it is. Once you recognize that you have a desire for something, your pursuit about it is going to be different than everybody else's. Woo! Your pursuit about it is going to be different than everybody else's, because that's why you're going to separate yourself, and then you're going to begin to establish specific wisdom to pursue like nobody else will pursue it, because they're not going to see the value in it like you see it. Like I said, this is relationship. This is you recognizing calling, you recognizing all these things. It's there that all of a sudden how you go after something is going to prosper differently, because, beloved, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Your soul is prospering because now you've separated yourself and you're seeking and intermeddling with wisdom that nobody else even has a desire to go after, because they don't see what you see. They don't see what you see with what you're looking at. And that's okay, because I'm going to teach you some things about desire as we go between now and Saturday. I'm going to teach you some things about desire that's going to help you to understand you've been backing off of a lot of stuff because somebody else can't see what you see, not understanding that the Lord didn't have that as a desire for them. It was a desire for you. That's why you saw what you saw and felt what you felt. And that's why It only makes sense to you. Okay, let's go. So I want you to get something here because this is a very vital piece of information here. Desire stems from understood passion and what you like. Desire stems from understood passion and what you like. See, a lot of you have taken on the mentality and the likes of what other people have placed on you, and basically you have no fire for it. You have no fire for it. That you're trying to live out something that someone else has put on you, and you're trying to understand, why don't I like this? Why don't I have passion about this? Why don't I have more motivation to do this? Well, if you've taken on what somebody else thinks you should be doing, but you really ain't got no desire for it, and you ain't really being truthful about what you truly feel, woo! And see, some of you've gotten to a place that where even something that you started out liking, you don't even like it now. Job, relationship, you name it. You started out liking it. You thought that's what you desired. You realize now that really ain't your passion. You realize now that some adjustments have happened along the way, that what you used to see in that job, in that relationship, in that situation, you don't see it anymore, and the passion ain't there anymore, and now we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. So watch this. I want you to see a couple of things. I want you to get a hold of a couple of things here that are vitally important. I want you to look at Psalm 32. Psalm 32 verses 1 and 2 says this. Psalm 32 verses 1 and 2, because like I said, what you feel is directly related to what you desire. That's why it is imperative that you be honest, completely honest, with no guile about your feelings, whatever they are. But see, the problem is you've been putting your feelings on reserve because you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings, and now you got an internal ceiling because of how you're responding to your feelings. I want you to get this. You're doing this based on your feelings. So you're putting an internal ceiling on yourself about your feelings because you don't want to hurt somebody else's. I'm not telling you to just go out and be savage, but I am telling you, watch this, quit being savage to yourself. Quit being savage to yourself. Watch this. Psalm 32, verse 1 and 2. Psalm 32, verses 1 and 2 says this. It says, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Watch verse 2. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity. Oh, we finna stir up something right here that I'm gonna show y'all that I ain't ever let you know in on, but it's gonna make a whole lot of sense to you here in just a second. He then says, and in whose spirit there is no guile. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. No trickery, no beating down on your own feelings. See, because that's guile too. Wait, Pastor, you mean me trying to actually keep my feelings down because I don't want to hurt somebody else's feeling is guile? Yep, sure is. Like I said, I ain't telling you to go out and be just savage and cutthroat and say that you have no care about anybody. That ain't what I'm telling you to do. But what I am telling you to do is you need to be true to you. And if you're truly not feeling something, you need to own that no matter who else is involved. That's vital. That is crucial in establishing clarity for your personal desire. Here's why I want you to get this. And now we're fixing to open up some things that I want you to clearly understand. Again, this desire stems from understood passion and likes. So until you're honest about what you have passion for, what you like and don't like, until you truly clarify what you feel, own whatever it is that you feel, function by that, understand that this is a God-given instinct to you. This is why I want you to get. I don't know who this is for, but some of you say that there's someone or someone's that your feelings have changed about a situation and some people in a situation. Watch this. And it's all God's doing because they ain't been being truthful to you. Oh, we finna meddle now. See, they haven't been being truthful to you. And since they haven't been being truthful to you, you've still been attempting to keep things on the same level that they were when everybody was on one accord getting started. But they haven't been being truthful. And now what God is saying is, okay, I'm shifting your desires. Watch this. I'm shifting your desires now because you haven't had any guile. You have been telling the straight up truth, but they haven't. And instead of them coming forth and giving the straight up truth, watch this. Now that they haven't been given the straight up truth, God himself is shifting what you feel. See, because this walks me into my next point. See, what or who you can't stand also helps to clarify what you truly desire. What or who you can't stand also helps to clarify what you truly desire. I touched on this a little bit Saturday, and I didn't get to hang out on it like I wanted to, so I want to clarify some stuff about when I had everybody to say, I can't stand them. And some of you typed in, I can't stand them. The reason that I had you to do that is because I'm trying to show you something that for you to say, I can't stand them is not any judgment or anything towards them. Okay? That's why it's okay for you to say that, express that, do that way. That's no judgment or anything towards them. That is you owning what you truly feel about them. Now, there are different things that cause you to feel that way about them. But what that's doing is that's saying you're owning what you feel. At that point, it's cold, it's hot, it's whatever, but you're owning it. And by you owning it, it's at that point now we can begin to work on what you truly feel and getting you to the place of where you're desiring what the Lord desires for you. Man, it's finna get rough right here. I love you, but I want you to understand something. I need you to go to Ephesians chapter 4, verses 17 through 19. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 17 through 19. It says this. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 17 through 19. It says this. Watch this. It says, this I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that you henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them. Through the ignorance. In other words, through what they've been ignoring. Okay? Ignorance, it is because some of you have ignored your feelings. That is a form of ignorance. That is saying, okay, I got this red alert coming at me, but I'm ignoring it. I got this red alert coming at me, but I'm ignoring it. When you do that, you've got to understand that everything inside of you and your being is telling you, hey, hello, something ain't right about this. And when that starts to go on, if you just say,